From Marching Virginia's field in Blacksburg, Virginia, it's the Virginia Tech Hokies and the App State Mountaineers on the opening night of the D2 season for the MCLA Lacrosse. Hi everybody, Braden Shank with you. So glad you can be with us for the season opener and the season debut for the Virginia Tech Division II lacrosse team. An exciting day in Blacksburg, and we're just about set for the opening face-off as Mason Mitchell takes his place at the face-off X. 15 minutes up on the clock and we're underway in Blacksburg. App State controls the opening face-off with Nick Foster, the junior. App State moving left to right. They're visiting black jerseys with black helmets. Galvine. Virginia Tech moves from right to left and the home whites with the white helmets and the orange. Wind starting to pick up. Rain coming down in Blacksburg. Graham Ozzie moving along. Over Jack Ray. Rain moving right to left as it's coming down. App State trying to control it. They lose it. Head to the right. Virginia Tech tries to pick it up. Giving off to the goalie. And number 26. Alex Weissman, the freshman out of Yorktown, New York, from Yorktown, Husker. Goals are now starting to move here as it's really coming down. 13:55 to go in the opening quarter. App State controls it once again. Shot from Ozzie just picks off his stick and rattles out of play. Absolute.
Yeah.
The players can even see the ball out there as the goal is just moved about 10 yards back. Apologies for any technical difficulties as we're back up in the second quarter, fourth quarter score. Virginia Tech and App State in this D2 opener for both of these squads. Virginia Tech 2 goals from Sean Smith, freshman. And Virginia white helmets, orange numbers. App State from right to left, and the visiting Blacks with the yellow outlines on the numbers. Tommy Last, he gets knocked down to the ground by the long stick of Gavin Hunter, and the flag will be thrown. We'll see our first penalty of the season. I will send Hunter to the box. So man-up opportunity for the Hokies. Their first on the season. A penalty going against the Mountaineers. So first man-up look for Virginia Tech. 10:33 to go in the second quarter. Hokies restart it. Last keeping it moving. Now sees the stick of Harrington. He loses it but regroups, kicks it out along that center line, and it's grabbed by App State. Over and back, and momentum staying with App State. App State still man down, and they will now try the offense in the corner with it. And the Mountaineers 0-0 on the season in their first game of the D2 campaign. Virginia Tech, the first ever game in program history for the D2 squad. Moving around is App State's Mason Wentz. Sees it over to Mozzie. Again, all App State is trying to do is get the next 10 seconds or so off the board, get that player back on there. Hunter, bounce shot from Mozzie, regrouped behind the net from Hunter. State out X behind the net with it. Long pass out, and this one will be bouncing out along the App State bench, and ball going to Virginia Tech as the man-up opportunity is over. So, successful penalty kill for App State. And both teams return to even strength as Preston Harrington, the sophomore out of St. Christopher, Richmond, Virginia product, keeps it moving out inside the zone. The shot, and it's a goal. Falling to the ground, but scoring is Virginia Tech's number 28, Luke Ventriska. Hokies retake a 5-4 lead off a big goal from the number 28. It's been a back-and-forth contest all afternoon. Virginia Tech got the first and App State struck right back. It's been the Hokies, but Virginia Tech takes the 5-4 with that 16 play. Second quarter. It still keeps going on inside. Keeps coming down. Referees will conference and then trot their way out to the center line. If you're just joining us, Braden Shank with you. So glad you're with us. Watching the presentation of Virginia Tech lacrosse in a season opener between Virginia Tech and App State. Procedure error. And actually they'll give it to Virginia Tech. Confused with it was App State and their Fogo. That's Nick Foster, the Fogo from App State. He's got his first procedure error. Nonetheless, Virginia Tech retakes the offense. Tyler Hutchison moving around the horn. Holden Allard moving on, number 22, Scott Johnson. Right back to Allard. Worked on. It pushed, fights through the contact. Allard behind the net at X to Smith. Smith trying to dodge, looks for a cutter. Retreats it out before dishing it off. Finding its way right back to the top to Allard. Allard rifles the shot and scores. Holden Allard going through the 5-hole of the App State goaltender, and Virginia Tech retakes the 2-goal lead. That was a shot that Jacob Davida and net just got beat at point blank as Holden Allard has the goal, and Virginia Tech's got a 2-goal lead with 8:26 to play in the second quarter. Again, Virginia Tech looking for their first ever win in program history for the D2 squad. On this doubleheader in Blacksburg at 2 o'clock, the Virginia Tech D1 team will take on James Madison, their second game of the season, fresh off of a win against East Carolina this week. As we return to the face-off X, both teams number 12 get set. Nick Foster for App State. Virginia Tech likes Tech freshman. Front four in the midfield. Stick goes flying, pops in the air. Fly ball fielded by the Hokies, and they have another face-off win. Thanks to Jack Leonard this time. Goalkeeper Weissman has it in his own end, dishing off to his left to the long stick of Bellum. Hokies just outside the box with it. 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Freshman out of Bel Air, Maryland. One of a handful of Hokies coming from the old line states. Starting the dodge is the attacking unit for Virginia Tech. Finds the cutter, shot stopped by DeVita. That time was Greg Temple looking for a goal, but he was stopped by the right leg of DeVita. Virginia Tech regroups, a fresh 80 on the shot clock. Moving around the horn. Temple. At X. Robbins has it. Smith. This is Wesley Heflin, the sophomore. Virginia native, Warrenton, Virginia. Off to the big number 1. Rifles the shot just high. Preston Harrington. Tech's really been leading in the shot in the second quarter, as they control the 2-goal lead here in the second quarter. Starting the dodge. Bouncing it, stopped by the big spoon of DeVita. And Trisco is looking for his second in the quarter. Now App State will try to clear it. DeVita starting the ride at the long pole for the Mountaineers. Moves it across the center line. Regrouped.
Hey, bring that mic like in the maybe a little up so it's like hard to hear you. I don't know if it's the mic or if it's the...
App State keeps it moving in their offensive end. 6-4 Virginia Tech leads. Big hit. Mozzie bounces it, and he scores! A goal for App State as they cut this deficit down. Graham Mozzie cuts the lead down to 1 as it's 6-5 with 6:15 or 6:14 to go in this second quarter. And Virginia Tech was on a little bit of a scoring run. App State was able to cool the momentum, get one up on the scoreboard, as the Hokies will send Mason Mitchell out to the face-off act. One of a plethora of guys taking the face-offs for Virginia Tech tonight, or this afternoon rather. Sun not really showing. Lights are on here at the Marching Virginians field. Back to the face-off X, and it's won by App State, and the Fogo for the Mountaineers. Foster. Handing off Mozzie, dishing off into the wing, the shot, and it's a goal. Mason Wentz with another for App State, and the Mountaineers come climbing back and knot us up at 6 apiece with a little over 6 minutes to play in this first half. A big goal off the stick of Mason Wentz, the junior. Greensboro, North Carolina product, Page High School. He's got his second in the contest, as it's a 6-6 ball game in the second quarter. Quick offense for App State. Won the face-off, went to work almost immediately. As the next face-off is fielded by the Fogo, Foster. And App State works again from right to left. In the corner, the Mountaineers. 60 on the shot clock. Plenty of time for App State. Mason Wentz. Now moving on over to Barney. There's 31 on the west. App State's got it. The shot bouncing and stopped by Weissman. He loses it, but it skips over the cage. Save for the Virginia Tech freshman. And the whistle will keep it with Virginia Tech. They gain possession. A big stand from the goalkeeper and the defense for Virginia Tech. Now the Hokies will go on the clear. Trying to get across the center line. Just lost from King. High pass from App State. A sloppy clear, and this one will hit that yellow line and roll out of play. And Virginia Tech will pick up on the turnover once again. Hokies move on the ride. And Triska has it inside the box, slows it down. And App State on a 2-0 goal run. And a long pull of App State just knocking it loose. All still in the empty field, fielded by Virginia Tech and Scott Johnson, the freshman Virginia native. Easily spinning around, trying to dodge to the K's, dishing it off. It will be rolled out into the empty space. Ground ball fielded by Ventriska.
Look inside.
In the lane, pass down low. 25 on the shot clock. Virginia Tech has time. 4 minutes to go before the halftime break. App State once again pushing the Hokies out. Virginia Tech looking for a shot, and just high of the cutter. Looking for Nick Easley, and he would have had a wide open look instead. That ball trickles out, and App State will go on the clear. Tavita in the cage. Down to the ground, getting right back up, Jack Leonard. As Virginia Tech will set it up in the box. Behind with it. And a shot and a goal. Sean Smith has his hat trick, and it's 7-6. Off the stick of Smith, and the freshman out of Bethpage, New York, has his third in the opening game. Virginia Tech retakes the lead with just under 3 minutes to go before the halftime break. And what a game Sean Smith has in his Virginia Tech debut. Had 2 in the first quarter, adds the third in this second quarter. And the Hokies retake the lead at 7-6 as we return out to the face-off X. Mitchell trying to win it for the Hokies, knocks it out into the open space, fielded by the long pull of Mason Taylor. Bad passer will skip its way all the way out of play, and App State will pick up on it and get the ball on the turnover.
Double the shorty. Bring it up, 35.
Referee giving commands to the App State team as they throw it back to their goalkeeper, DeVita. Jacob DeVita, the sophomore on this App State team. As the Mountaineers clear it across the center line, a big hit, and the flag will be thrown. First penalty coming against Virginia Tech on the contest. And App State will go man up. And another flag thrown by the near side referee. So they will now conjure. 2:35 to go before halftime. And a big call coming right here, especially in a one-goal game in the second quarter. All three referees threw that first flag initially, and the near side official threw a second flag on the play. So there's a lot to talk about from the three guys out there officiating tonight's contest. If you're just joining us, Braden Shank with you. So glad you'll be with us watching this presentation of Virginia Tech men's lacrosse. The D2 opener this afternoon for Virginia Tech as they take on the Appalachian State Mountaineers in an ALC opening day contest. Refs still conferencing on it. Again, a doubleheader for Virginia Tech today. The D2 squad playing at 11 a.m. This game you're watching right here. Then at 2 o'clock, the D1 team will be taking on James Madison. That game can also be seen on the Virginia Tech men's lacrosse YouTube. as Hokies will look for their second straight win on the campaign as they welcome in the Dukes, who play their first of the season. Refs will break. We'll see what the call is here. And making his way over to the box is Nick Bellum, and he will put that right knee down, take a knee, and a non-releasable penalty against Bellum. Although an App State player will also trot over. Nonetheless, it's Bellum that takes the knee for the contact, and it will be a 1-minute unreleasable penalty against Virginia Tech. So even if App State does score here in the next minute, Bellum will remain in the box. Now the App State box does look empty, so I guess it was just the one penalty against Bellum. And the ball will go to Virginia Tech. And referees ordered someone to get off. Fusion out, and nonetheless they restart it with Virginia Tech. And the offensive end is Jack Leonard. And App State on the man up, so they will now double the ball handler. Trying to find Smith on the cutting pass. That one will skip past behind the goal before DeVita picks it up with a big spoon, chucking it out to his long stick. And the Mountaineers on the man up for the next minute as Bellum sits on the unreleasable penalty. 2 minutes to go before halftime as App State closed it thanks to Davis Fenema. App State slowing it down, just rolling it on over to the point with Gavin Hunter. Off to the wing. High pass regrouped. Finds a wide open guy. Weissman picks him back up in the crease. Top of the key. Shot stopped by Weissman. Alex Weissman makes another big save, turning away the Mountaineers. As the man-up has expired, Bellum leaves the box. Virginia Tech back to full strength. Big hit along the midfield, and another big hit as this game's starting to pick up. One-on-one, thinking high, going low, and scoring for App State. Number 10, Mason Wentz. The junior has another in the ball game, and we're tied at 7 apiece with 67 seconds to go before the halftime break. And that was a great feed in by this App State team. Mason Wentz faked Weissman high, went low, and skipped it into the cage to get the equalizer. Again, just as time expired on that man up, so App State gets the goal nonetheless. 7-7 our score. As it will be Nick Foster for App State taking the face-off. And a hold called against Foster. So the face-off win goes to Connor Lath and Virginia Tech. Restart for the Hokies. Calvert will take it inside the box. Passing high and will be regrouped from Easley. Virginia Tech moves it along the perimeter. 60 on the shot clock, only 45 on the game clock, so shot clock irrelevant for the half. Pass almost picked off. Definitely tipped away. Virginia Tech trying to hold for that last shot. Smith keeps it moving, and a timeout will be taken by the first-year head coach Joel Smith as he will talk things over with his Hokies team. 7-7, 33 seconds to play in this opening half. Virginia Tech and Appalachian State, the back-and-forth contest, has not disappointed on opening night in the D2 season. Virginia Tech, again, the first ever game in D2 program history. App State looking for their first win on the season in this early season ALC conference matchup. Again, if you're just joining us, a lot of goal scorers in tonight's contest. Sean Smith leading the cause for Virginia Tech with his hat trick. And on the App State side of things, Mason Wentz has been piling on the goals for the Mountaineers. And you have to assume the first-year head coach Joel Smith talking over with his team what the game plan is for the final 33 seconds here, trying to get that last goal, enter that halftime huddle up. But again, with 33 seconds, only 50 on the shot clock. The shot clock's not the issue, it's the game clock they got to be worried about. And App State breaks their huddles. They'll look to stay strong on the defense, turn away the Hokies. Virginia Tech again looking for that one last shot in the half. And Hokies trot back out onto the field. 33 ticks to go before halftime. Again, it's Virginia Tech ball along that left wing. And we're back running. 30 seconds to go. Virginia Tech moves around the horn, starting to dodge in. Harrington now at X, throwing out just high. Regrouped. Starting his dodge to the cage. Harrington shoots just wide. Possession staying to Virginia Tech thanks to Sean Smith. 12 seconds to go. Smith at X. Tries to find the cutting Temple, and this one will be kept in. Just 5 seconds to go, though. Virginia Tech looking for one more shot. Off to the wing. Smith can't regroup, and that will take us to halftime. 7-7 our scores. We enter the halftime break. You're watching Virginia Tech men's lacrosse. We'll be back with the second half action between Mountaineers and the Hokies.
Testing, 1, 2, testing, testing.
Waiting the start of quarter number 3 between Virginia Tech and App State. Here in this opener for the D2 squad for Virginia Tech and game 1 for App State as well. Braden Shank with you. So glad you can be with us on the Virginia Tech Men's Lacrosse YouTube. Again, a doubleheader for the Hokies this afternoon. The D1 squad will take the turf at 2 o'clock this afternoon to take on James Madison University. The Dukes come in looking to win their first game of the season as the Hokies will look to start 2-0 on the campaign. First face-off of the third quarter underway, and Virginia Tech will field the ground ball to get us started in the new quarter. Hokies move from right to left on your screen in the home white jerseys with the white helmets and orange numbering. App State from left to right in the visiting blacks, black helmets, and the yellow numbers. Again, any apologies for technical difficulties we might be having. First game of the season. Still getting used to the equipment, and we did have a little bit of a rainstorm, if you will, come on in the first quarter. 20-mile-per-hour winds, pouring rain sideways. They stopped play for 5 minutes. The goals were getting blown back probably 10 yards all the way to the end zone. So it was not a pretty sight here at 11 a.m. this morning when we got underway in this contest. So again, any apologies for technical difficulties, but we're back up now as that shot is rifled off the stick of Virginia Tech's Ventriska, stopped by DeVita. DeVita's got his first stop in the second half, as App State will look to clear. Long pull for the Mountaineers, moving it cross fields. Fumbling with it, Virginia Tech pickpockets the Mountaineers. Harrington bouncing it and turns it over to App State. Scrum for it, won by the Mountaineers. Line drive pass into the empty space, fielded by the long pole for the Hokies. Rain has stopped, luckily. It's still a little windy. Nice temperatures, though, here in Blacksburg in the 40s. So a good day in Southwest Virginia. As the Hokies move it along around the horn. 13 minutes to play in this third quarter. 7-7 our score, and a back-and-forth contest since the opening face-off. Looking to pass it on over to Harrington. Nick Easley behind the net. And a Virginia Tech team that has got a couple home games on the season, a lot of big home games. They'll welcome in Stonehill, Elon, a couple others, and they'll make the trip out west during spring break. They'll take on Air Force, the number 3 team in the country on the D2 level. So a exciting year for the Virginia Tech D2 team. App State in the offensive end, moving it along in the box. A little over 12 minutes to play in the third quarter. The Mountaineers looking to take their first lead since the early goings. Gavin Hunter commanding the point. And again, Virginia Tech's been riding the good goalie likes of Alex Weissman in net, the Yorktown, New York product of Yorktown High School. Starting his dodge and stopped by the big spoon of Weissman. And the Hokie netminer has another save. But a flag will be thrown and a penalty assessed against Virginia Tech's Tommy Lask. Full shot clock reset. Lask will take a knee in the box. Nonetheless, App State will go back on the man up as Lask takes a knee in the box. Mountaineers were unable to convert on their last man-up opportunity. Lefty attack for App State, moving it along. Now onto the wing. Starting his dodge shot just wide was Alex Sagano, wearing the number 49 for App State, the freshman midi. As the Mountaineers retain the possession. Shot through some traffic, skips its way out of play, but the possession stays with App State. 53 on the shot clock, 11:09 on the game clock in this third quarter. 30 seconds on the man up remaining. As the Hokies clear it out, picked up by the long pole of Nick Bellum, just losing it out of play, and Virginia Tech will now retreat as the Mountaineers retake the possession. App State only a couple decals on their helmets of a couple players with the numbers. Other than that, just a plain black helmet with the yellow stripe on it. Greg Cage, Virginia Tech, and the white helmets, VT logo on the side and the numbers. As the Mountaineers keep it moving along the perimeter. Players left the box for Virginia Tech, so another successful man-down opportunity for Virginia Tech, clearing out the penalty, as App State will go back to work in this third quarter. 50 on the shot clock for the Mountaineers. Plenty of time for App State's. Tomahawk shot just shot wide, and will be regrouped on the rebound from App State. Losing the stick and losing the ball was Gavin Hunter, and now Virginia Tech moves right to left on the clear. Successful clear into the box. Quick offense for the Hokies. Give and go from Irish. Peter Irish was trying to grab it and goes in between him and Smith and trickles out of play despite the diving effort, and App State gets fired up as they got the ball right back with 9:52 to play in the third quarter. App State on the clear. Virginia Tech will start the ride. Mountaineers keep moving left to right across the 50 and into the box now. No goals in the third quarter thus far. Again, plenty of time as we're not even halfway through this third quarter. Mountaineers along the perimeter behind the net. Again, looking for that perfect opportunity halfway through that shot clock. As Mason Wentz will start his dodge. The right-handed attack. Wentz still with the ball. Moving towards the cage, shoots it just high at the crossbar, and this one skips out of play. And a push called against the Hokies will keep the possession with App State, and it will give them a fresh 80 seconds. Actually, rather 25 still. They didn't give them a full. They're signaling for the full shot clock, and they will give them a shot clock resets. So App State's now going to skip this one just out of play. Again, the Hokie defense was holding strong, knocking that shot clock down under 30 seconds. Would have had App State in a position where they've had to work quick, but again, the push gave them a full 80 seconds on the shot clock. Nonetheless, it's still App State ball, 8:35 to play in the third quarter. Double teamed, ball's loose. The scrum forward won by the Mountaineers. App State in the corner. It's number 10, Mason Wentz, trying to find the cutter and Chase Barney, but instead that ball will be deflected out of play, and the Hokies get the upper end on it. Whistle back in. Weiss has it in the cage, and Virginia Tech will look to clear it. Weiss has it all the way up at the 40. He's taking it out some ways. And eventually Virginia Tech gets it across the 50 and into the box. 7-7 our score remains. Not a goal yet scored in this second half. Both defenses holding strong. Smith. Keeping it moving now. Finding the stick of Allard. And Virginia Tech has utilized 50 seconds on this shot clock and haven't gotten to the cage just yet. Utilizing all 80 seconds. 30 on the shot clock, starting the dodge. Keeping it moving now, down to 20 on the shot clock as the entire bench yells it out. The shot stopped by the goalkeeper, DeVita. That shot was off the stick of Allard, but the App State netminder makes another save to his name. And the likes of Jacob DeVita, the 6-foot goalkeeper, the sophomore for App State. Mountaineers clear it across the 50, and I will try to get the offense working. Virginia Tech, a team that scrimmaged High Point this past weekend in North Carolina, fell to the Panthers in overtime. But yet again, App State, that's a goal. Jumping up and knocking that one home was Mason Wentz. And the juniors got another to his name as App State takes an 8-7 lead with 6:31 to play in the third quarter. And that was just a good sequence from App State all around. Found Wentz, who hurdled up, caught the ball, and just flicked it past Weissman into the cage as the Mountaineers grab a one-goal lead. But as I was saying, this Virginia Tech team, they went and took on High Point this past weekend. The Panthers are the number 2 team in the NCLL national poll, so a pretty good team, and they hung with High Point for an entire 4 quarters, and overtime for that matter. As we return to the face-off X, the Fogo gets it done. Mason Mitchell and knocked loose. The Fogo for App State coming out of nowhere. Nick Foster playing the defense. And some mind games being played by the two Fogos as they exit to their respective benches. Virginia Tech sets up the offense in their end of the field. Ryan Tapman trying to get past his defender, now at X. Tapman still with it, leading with his shoulder, skips it just wide. Ryan Tapman was looking for the goal there, just shoots it wide, and the possession stays with Virginia Tech, thanks to Barnhart. .30 on the shot clock for Virginia Tech. Bernhardt shoots and scores. And rather, it's the number 18 for the Hokies, Nick Easley, who picks up the goal. And Virginia Tech ties it right back up at 8 apiece as the freshman from Olney, Maryland, has the goal. Product of the Mount St. Joseph High School. And Easley's got the goal. It's 8-8. As number 18 puts up the goal for Virginia Tech. 5:33 to play in quarter number 3. Back to the face-off X, as it will be Fleshman and Foster on the face-off. Some pushing and shoving, and Virginia Tech fields the ground ball. Big hit from behind, and the flag will be thrown on it. So Virginia Tech will get a man up after App State touches it next. So a free possession for Virginia Tech, if you will, as they'll look to get a goal on it again. Flag has been thrown on App State, so next stoppage we will see that assessed. But it doesn't stop Virginia Tech from moving the ball and potentially getting a goal. Lask thought about it, instead keeps the cradle and keeps the ball. Harrington dodging, bouncing and scoring. Preston Harrington going through the 5-hole of Javita, and the Hokies retake the lead at 9-8. What a goal from Harrington. And now the referee will come over, call the penalty. Gives it to the scorers table, but Virginia Tech still scores on it nonetheless. 9-8, 4:39 to play. Now the referee's still having a conversation with that App State coaching staff, as the Mountaineers will make a sub on it. Connor Lape gets set at the face-off X to meet his App State counterparts. And it will be a man up for App State. Actually, a man up for Virginia Tech, that is, my apology. Penalty against App State. Again, any apologies for technical difficulties? Lask. Again, we had a big rainstorm come through within the first 2 minutes of today's contest. Shot stopped by DeVita. And Jacob DeVita was not fazed by that at all as he made the big save. As I was saying, again, any apologies for technical difficulties we might be experiencing. First game of the season, as well as that rainstorm, did not help anything. Nonetheless, holds going against Virginia Tech, so App State will get the ball and keep their progress left to right. But a long season nonetheless for both the D1 and the D2 squads, both in action today. And the D1 team will be taking this field at 2 o'clock this afternoon to take on the James Madison Dukes. As for App State, they're here just for the one game today before they will board back the bus and head back down to North Carolina. .320 to go in the quarter, off the screen. And the whistle will turn it over to Virginia Tech. App State was looking to get the screen and the shot. Nonetheless, a pass soars just high on the Virginia Tech receiver, and App State moves left to right with the long pull. Lefty attack. Feeding it out. The shot rifled just wide of the cage. That was Michael Quick, the junior attack, standing tall at 6'2", a tall App State team coming in to this marching Virginia's field. Restart for the Mountaineers, just rolling this one, turning it over to Virginia Tech. And the Hokies will start the clear. Rogan across the 50 and into the offensive end of Smith. And Sean Smith has had a nice day offensively so far. Good job pickpocketing for this Mountaineers team. Contact, and eventually the ref will come in and blow the whistle. And the ball going to App State on the ref's call. 2:20 to play in the third quarter. Full shot clock reset for the Mountaineers. App State along the perimeter. Starting the dodge, skipping this one. Regrouped at behind the net. And a goal, App State able to capitalize on the well drawn out possession. And the Mountaineers tie us up at 9 apiece. Again, a back and forth contest that has not disappointed. A little over 90 seconds left before the quarter breaks. App State goes back on the offense. And now the Mountaineers will look to go up by a goal heading into that quarter break. Lights still on here in Blacksburg. Just past noon on the East Coast. 70 seconds to play in the quarter. Through some coverage. And the ref will call play off. As there's an App State player down. Referees now conferencing. And it will be a 1-minute penalty against Virginia Tech. As taking a knee in the box is easily, so App State goes to the man up once again. Ref's asking for a shot clock reset. They'll get it. 1:04 left to go in the quarter. As App State moves it along the perimeter. Minute left before the quarter breaks. App State on the man up. Mountaineers keep it moving. On the wing. Looking for that perfect opportunity. The shots is just wide and goes out of play, but the possession stays with App State thanks to the likes of Mozzie. Graham Mozzie in that number 6 jersey for App State out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Shot stopped by Weissman. He can't get it. And behind the back, a goal. Highlight reel goal from Gavin Hunter, and App State capitalizes on the man up to take the 10-9 lead with just 19 ticks before the quarter breaks. Heads-up play from Gavin Hunter there just to pick up the ground ball, throw it behind his back, and beat Weissman for the goal. And again, just 19 ticks remain before we enter that fourth quarter, and App State has a lead. Back to the face-off X as Virginia Tech will look to get one back. Mason Mitchell, the sophomore, having a good day at the face-off X to take it. Scrum for it along the midfield, and it's grabbed by App State, who will get the possession. Picking it up is Anson Ross, the freshman, wearing the number 50. And App State will just let the clock expire as it will take us to the end of the third quarter. App State leading Virginia Tech 10-9, but we've got 1 quarter to go. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Virginia Tech men's lacrosse.
Mitchell and Foster back out there for the start of the fourth quarter here at the Marching Virginians field in Blacksburg. 10-9, App State leads Virginia Tech in this season opener for both of these squads. And going quickly as App State's Fogo wins the faceoff, stays out there. And Nick Foster, App State still with the possession, dumping it off to Wentz. Again, both these teams playing a long season ahead. You look at App State after today, they will take on that same High Point team in a scrimmage next Sunday. Shot skips behind the cage. Their next actual MCLA game comes against the College of Charleston on February the 16th. That's a Friday, and that game is back home for App State, so they return to Boone, North Carolina, and the Appalachian Farm Fields. As for this Virginia Tech D2 team, after today, they will go to Georgia's Southern University, and they will take on Middle Tennessee State. That is next Saturday for the Hokies, as they will play a little two-game set against Middle Tennessee State and Georgia Southern. Two good teams as the flag is thrown, and clock will stop with 14:01 to go, and a penalty will be coming. And another flag thrown. This one will be against Barney of App State as he was arguing the call. So the far side referee throws two flags on it. So 14:01 to play in regulation. Refs will conference and assess it, but you have to assume one of the flags will be going against Barney as he was in the ref's face saying some words, and the ref threw a flag on him. Unsportsmanlike conduct going for one of the flags against Barney. So Virginia Tech will send their guys out there, as it will be a penalty against Virginia Tech. And actually, they give them two penalties as two guys take the knee in the box, and now head coach Joel Smith in his first season will come out and get an explanation. So it will be a pair of penalties against Virginia Tech as two of their guys take a knee in the box, and the Hokies just send four defenders out there, so my apologies. It looked like Barney got the flag as he was talking to the referee as the second flag was thrown. But nonetheless, the Hokies have Smith and another in the box as Weissman makes a big stop in the cage. As it is Smith and Paul Rogan in the number 3 jersey that take a seat in the box. So again, apologies on my end for that one, but App State does have the man-up opportunity here in this fourth quarter in a game that they lead 10-9. As Gavin Hunter takes it inside the box. Down low, the shot and a goal. Off the stick of number 43, Michael Quick. And the junior has another to his name as it's 11-9 in favor of App State. Joel Smith will come out and take a timeout, talk some things over with his team. With that, we'll step aside. You're watching men's lacrosse between Virginia Tech and App State. Again, apologies for technical difficulties we might be experiencing as we return to action between App State and Virginia Tech. Hokies moving left to right. As Virginia Tech looks to get back in it. Harrington. Pass just high of the receiver, falling to the ground. It's Peter Irish, but he gets right back up. Actually, it's number 18, rather, Nick Easley. Again, App State playing their first game. So is this Virginia Tech D2 team. Both teams looking to leave Blacksburg with a win and start the season 1-0. A long campaign to follow, as it is Gavin Hunter spinning out of the double team. Now we met with another double team. Gavin Hunter with a couple goals to his name in this contest. Behind the net with it is number 8 for App State. And number 8's been playing out there all day for App State. Not on the roster, but it is somebody who's having a good day for App State. Nonetheless, though, the Mountaineers slowing it down, taking their time, up by 2 goals in the late goings. And if you're App State, you're looking good right now. You got 10.5 minutes to play with the ball going up, trying to slam that one home. Was number 48 and Gabe Ellsworth, not able to bring the hammer down as Virginia Tech will move left to right. Alex Weissman, the freshman goalkeeper, almost loses it, instead gets the pass off, bouncing it to the stick of an App State player. Virginia Tech playing the press now as the flag will be thrown. And the pushing and shoving continues as Virginia Tech gains possession, and the flag will be assessed with 9:53 to play in regulation. 2 flags down from the near side official, so have to assume 2 more penalties coming on. As the referees meet once again. Referee trotting over to the scores table to give his verdict. So taking a knee in the box will be Jack Leonard, and his App State counterpart will be number 22. So both teams getting a penalty on it. And now the matter of who gets possession will come up as the referees conference at the 50-yard line. It was Virginia Tech's ball when both of the penalties were thrown, or both the flags were thrown. And you have to assume the 2 penalties are offsetting, so it will be Virginia Tech ball. As the Hokies send their 5 on the attack, being met with 5 App State defenders. And Triska starting his dodge to the cage, spinning around, losing it. As the ball's into the open space, ground ball fielded by the Mountaineers. Just high of the long pole for App State. Under 10 minutes to go, both teams with a penalty on them. So both have the same amount of guys out there. Once again, miscommunication on the pass is just soars high of Fenema. Shot stopped by Weissman, and Alex Weissman's got another save to his name. With 9 minutes to go, is trying to keep it in is Virginia Tech, and they will get the possession. Actually, some confusion amongst the referees as both of them signaled 2 different ways on it. The one on the left side of the field gave it to App State. The one on the right side signaled for Virginia Tech, so they do default to the closest official, which was the one closest to the App State side of the field, and the Mountaineers keep the ball with under 9 minutes to play. Just 6 seconds left on the penalties, and both players will enter back into the box, so both teams back to full strength after the offsetting penalties. Up high pass just off the stick of App State. Falling to the ground was number 31 for the Mountaineers. Losing it, going behind the back, just shot wide was Michael Quick. He was looking for a highlight reel goal. And Alex Weissman was kind of caught in a no man's land on that, was coming out trying to guard Quick. Didn't realize Michael Quick had the ball. As Weissman will try out of his cage with possession as the Hokies look to clear. Across the 50 and into the box for the Hokies stands their number 28. Lask coming off the bench to grab possession. 8 minutes to go in regulation. Tommy Lask starting his dodge to Smith. Out of Ventriska. Ventriska shoots it, skips it wide and out of play. But the possession stays to Virginia Tech thanks to the likes of Ryan Tapman. Tapman on the restart at X. Spinning around, tries the cutter, instead hits it off the App State defender and regroups the ball. On the perimeter, 25 on the shot clock. Johnson on the far wing. Johnson with the spin move. Just losing it on the handle. And App State trying to feel that they can't quite do so. Only 5 left on the shot clock. Possession staying with the Hokies. Again, just 5 seconds on that shot clock, so they have to go quick on the offense to avoid the shot clock violation. And referee's just confirming there's no possession change. So the referee will ask them to put 5 seconds on the shot clock. Nonetheless, 3, 2, 1, and that will be a shot clock violation against Virginia Tech. And App State holds strong and forces the 80-second clock to expire on the Hokies. Again, a rule that's been in college lacrosse for a couple of years now, the 80-second shot clock. And that time just expires on Virginia Tech as App State returns to the offense. Offsides called against App State, so Virginia Tech will get the ball right back. Small little error for the Mountaineers, up by 2 goals. Under 7 to play in regulation. Harrington. Lask around the perimeter, just dumping it on off to Temple. Harrington on the near side. Skips it, just chops over the net and skips out of play, stopping the clock with 6:22 to play. 45 on the shot clock, Hokies to restart. Again, in game 1 of the season for both Virginia Tech and App State. On the D2 side of things in the ALC. Shot just high. Virginia Tech, the first ever regular season game in program history, as the Hokies will look to start 1-0 in their first ever regular season game. App State's looking to start 1-0, a program that has seen their ups and downs in the ALC. Double team coming on Easley. Flag thrown. And a penalty to be assessed with 5:51 to play in regulation. Penalty going against App State. 1 minute penalty going against number 54 at the Mountaineers. So Virginia Tech gets a huge man-up opportunity late in this contest. Again, a goal would be crucial for Virginia Tech, trailing by 2 with under 6 to go in their opening contest. The shot, and it's a goal. Luke Ventriska with another to his name. Virginia Tech capitalizes on the man up and cuts the deficit down to 1 with 5:40 to play. A 1-goal game, 5:40 to go in regulation. Virginia Tech, App State, get your popcorn. It's going to be an exciting finish. Back to the face-off X, where it will be Mason Mitchell for Virginia Tech to meet Nick Foster for the Mountaineers. Procedure error against Mitchell, and App State will gain the upper hand thanks to it.
White, go 1-3.
Yo, Eric, I'm plugged in and plug it back in.
Keep talking, D.
Hey, thanks.
Well, we're back up. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties. 12-11 where we stand in favor of App State. A minute 45 to play in regulation. Virginia Tech has the ball. Moving from left to right. Minute 40 to go. Hokies leading 12-11. Losing 12-11, my apologies. Again, we are back up. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Just losing that ball was number 22, Scott Johnson. It's regrouped by Smith, and he shoots it just wide. Kind of a passing shot. And possession goes to App State. Despite the efforts of Virginia Tech trying to say it was a shot, although they call it a pass, and it goes out of play. Ball to App State. And now Virginia Tech plays the full field press, trying to pick up the ground ball. Scrum for it, field it. Pushing, and it's going against App State. So with a minute 1 to go, 61 seconds, it's Virginia Tech ball, still trailing by 1. Harrington shoots and scores! Preston Harrington knocks us up at 11 apiece. And with just 55 seconds to go, it's 12-12. Again, apologies that our score bug has gone down, but we are tied at 12-12, 55 seconds to play here in this opening game for Virginia Tech and App State. So 55 seconds to go. App State will call the timeout. We'll step aside and be right back. We're back, 12-12 our score, 55 seconds to go between the Hokies and the Mountaineers. Face off in the open space. Thrown up, grabbed by App State. And they're number 50. Timeout taken by App State, and they gain possession, call the timeout. We'll step aside once again. 45 ticks to go. App State looking to win it over Virginia Tech. .45 seconds to go, 12-12 our score, as it will be App State ball on the 30-yard line. Restart and we are underway. 40 seconds to go, 12-12. App State looking to win it. Keeping it moving. Inside the box. Virginia Tech looking to come over and play the double. 20 seconds, and it's knocked loose. Goalkeeper Weissman comes over and grabs it. He'll hurl it downfield. 15 to work. 12-12. Virginia Tech into the box. Hokies, can they win it at the buzzer? Off to the wing, looking for the shot. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this will take us to the end of regulation, tied at 12-12. We have hit a stalemate and tied 12-12. Neither team willing to give into this contest. Back and forth all afternoon, and we've got some overtime coming up. We'll step aside and be back with the start of overtime. 4 minutes up on the clock. We'll have overtime for you. Tied at 12 apiece between Virginia Tech and App State.
Gotta be white. Gotta be white.
Scrum forward at the face-off X. Both teams looking to get this opening face-off. Again, in overtime, knotted up at 12 apiece. And App State's got the first face-off in overtime. Big hit picked up by the long pole of Mason Taylor. Taylor loses it, but the ref will blow the whistle and issue a timeout to Virginia Tech. Great place timeout by the first-year head coach Joel Smith. And the Hokies will talk things over. 3:35 to play in overtime. Hokies 12, Mountaineers 12. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Virginia Tech lacrosse. .335 to play in overtime. 12-12 our score. Virginia Tech with the ball, Nick Easley. Easley behind the net at X, keeping it moving to Lask. Again, Virginia Tech had that goal with just a couple minutes left to play in regulation. That knotted us up at 12 apiece, and then back and forth. Both teams had looks in the final 30 seconds. Neither team able to capitalize, as the Hokies will look to try to get one in the early going of overtime. A 4-minute overtime period. We're 1 minute through this overtime, still tied at 12 apiece. 3 minutes to go in overtime. And Triska shoots, stopped by Davida. Tried to bounce it over the 6-foot goalkeeper in Davida, but there to make the stop is Jacob Davida. And now App State surging right to left into the wing. 2:30 to play in overtime. Gavin Hunter, he's had some goals today for App State. Hunter dodging into the wing, bouncing and scoring. And that is it. App State with the walk-off goal, thanks to Gavin Hunter. Hunter wins it for the Mountaineers. They storm them on the dog pile, and that is how this game ends. App State, the winners by the final of 13-12. Heartbreaking loss for Virginia Tech. They were in it all afternoon, came all the way back, forced overtime, but it's the likes of Gavin Hunter with the winner in overtime to give the Mountaineers the win. App State, they're going to start the season 1-0 with this OT win. And what a way to open the season for both of these teams. Mountaineers 1-0. Again, they will take on High Point in a scrimmage game next Sunday. Their next MCLA contest comes against Charleston on Friday the 16th. As for Virginia Tech, they will take the trip to the Peach State to meet Middle Tennessee State and Georgia Southern next week for the D2 team. But what a game we were treated to here on opening night. That's going to do it from us here at the Marching Virginians Field. For our entire crew, I'm Braden Shank saying so long, and we'll see you next time. And again, at 2 o'clock, Virginia Tech takes on James Madison on the D1 level, and that game can be seen on the Virginia Tech Lacrosse YouTube. Thanks for watching.